There we go. I call this meeting of the Rotary Club of Oakland to order. I'm Dudley Thompson, and I have the honor to serve as president of the Rotary Club of Oakland. Founded in 1908, we're the third established Rotary Club of some 36,000 Rotary clubs in over 200 countries around the world. We're a diverse community of some 270 business, professional, and community leaders who unite to improve local and international communities through a common commitment to service above self. For over 113 years, we've welcomed Rotarians and guests to our club meetings, and I welcome you to this, our 5,377th meeting. If you're a visiting Rotarian or the guest of a Rotarian, please enter your name in the chat box located at the center of the bottom of the screen so that we can recognize you in a few minutes. We recommend that you view today's meeting using Speaker View located in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Today, I welcome Rotarian Clive Worsley to give us a thought for the day. Are you there, Clive?
I am indeed, President Dudley, and thank you so much for asking me to give a quote of the day. Today, I'm a grateful and new member of the Oakland Rotary. So good afternoon, folks. I chose a quote from one of my favorite authors, Frank Herbert, specifically because my favorite former acting student was in the most recent production of his story, Dune, lately. This is the litany against fear. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clive. Just as a side note, we needed you for a trivia contest the other night. We had 8 Rotarians and none of us had ever heard of Dune, and we needed to know who the director was. We failed the test.
Next
Thank
time.
You,
Thank you.
Would you join me in reciting our Rotary Vision Statement? Can you put that up, Sandeepa? There we go. Thank you. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Thank you. Last week, we had a special program with Terry Smith, the founder of Pollinator Posse, who talked about the importance of saving a declining monarch butterfly population. Originally, we scheduled our brown bag lunch this week where we go out and visit some of our Rotarian businesses. With that COVID thing still with us, we're bringing them to the room today. This week, we'll witness the Rotary Shark Tank that will highlight some of our Rotarians' businesses and nonprofit organizations. We're also introducing the 2022 Rotary Oakland Endowment campaign today. And you'll hear from Kimberly Johnson, the chair of the campaign, and David Kittner, chair of our Community Services Committee, who will tell us about some of the amazing programs that we support in Oakland. Ed Jellen, are you out there today?
I certainly am, President Dudley. How you doing?
I know that we have at least one visiting Rotarian from one of those 36,000 clubs around the world.
Well, the visiting Rotarian didn't check in, so Dudley, I defer to you to introduce whoever this person might be, but my list here is blank.
Okay, I got to get to participant. There we go. Okay, and I hope that I don't mispronounce your name. It's Anghe Barde. Is that correct? If you could.
That is correct. Her name is Anghe Barde.
Thank you. If you check in there and let us know where you're from, would appreciate it. Anyone else, Ed?
That's it, Dudley. The chat box is empty on my computer.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Hold on. There we go. So a couple things that are coming up. First of all, last week, and I don't know if Nancy Williams or Georgia Richardson are out there, and if we could highlight them, if they are. I'll just talk for a minute and highlight them if we can. Anyway, for those who attended last Thursday night, we had the most amazing event. We had over 300 people attend Grand Lake Theater for the showing of Evolutionary Blues. And Allison Bliss presented the idea about 5-6 months ago. Nancy and Georgia picked up on the idea and carried it out, and there was a whole team of Rotarians there that helped set up. It was to have over 300 people come out to a movie theater last week was absolutely amazing. Libby Schaff showed up and did an introduction. And thank you, George. I see you're there, and I'm sure we'll get the word to. There you are, Nancy. Howdy. Thank you so much for putting that event on. It was just great. We'd all be standing up and giving you a standing ovation. Maybe we can do that next week. Which brings us.
Thank you to everybody that attended. It was a fantastic event. We've been getting lots of emails, text messages, so it was great. Thank you.
So, as I was just saying, next week we will start meeting in the California Ballroom again next week. It will be a hybrid meeting, so we'll be both broadcasting and in the ballroom. You do need to have your vaccination. Most people already have submitted that. That was the same criteria protocol we had last fall. So, but if you have not submitted it, or please either send it to Jesse Bowdle or bring it to the meeting with you. We will continue to require masks if you're not eating and drinking. We suggest an N95 or a KN95 mask, and those will be available if you don't have one. So please come to the ballroom next week. Look forward to it. It's almost literally a 2-year anniversary from when we first went dark 2 years ago during President Peter Sherriss's year. Hopefully we're getting further along. I don't know what the new normal is, but we're getting there. So, you know, everyone, any news you hear today is about Ukraine. We have, there was last night at the district leadership meeting, there was a presentation about how to help Ukraine. I'm sure you hear about many things. I'm going to just tell a very short story. I got a call this morning from a former Rotarian and David, I may not tell this exactly right. I hope I get it pretty close. It was either his daughter or his son's or his daughter-in-law is Ukrainian, and they had gone on the internet and a GoFundMe, and they've raised over $50,000 for the Ukraine. What they found was that they didn't have really a good way to get supplies over there. The cost is great. I mean, their intent was just to get supplies there. So they called this morning to ask if Rotary had a way to do that. What we're offering right now is that the district has teamed up with the Red Cross, and that funds will be channeled through the district to the Red Cross. We're putting in the chat a link to the Red Cross. It's a micro website that's set up through the district to go there. So anyone who wants to make a contribution now, if you feel moved to, please do it through that website. We'll also send it out in the Live Oak. Second thing is, in 2 weeks, on a little bit over 2 weeks, on March 20th is the Oakland Marathon, and we will be working at 2 of the water stops along the way. And if you'd like to volunteer for Sunday, March 20th, again, there's a link through the website, and it's a little quirky. We'll send out an email about it, is that you have to select one of the sites, you need to know which site we're doing our water station at, and register for that site, and there's a password to do that, but that'll also be in an email to you. Did Lisa Lorenz make it? Lieutenant Governor Lisa.
She's not here.
Okay. Lieutenant Governor Lisa Lorenz was going to join us today to talk about the International Women's Day event with the district. It's a week from Sunday, and we've talked about it for the last 2 weeks. I really encourage you to come to go. It is $50. It's really a mixer. It'll have a lot of high, really great people from and a lot around San Jose. There'll probably be fewer from up here, but we really encourage you to go. It's in San Jose at the Rotary Center there. And that information is on the district site, and again, that link has been in chat and has been in Live Oak the last couple of weeks. Please consider going for this event. It's a great way to meet and network with other people. And also, the intent is to recruit new members. So bring a friend, because we'll be showcasing Rotary. Our club has a table there. We'll be showcasing our club. Jesse Schmidt, you have a moment there to talk about a mixer the Business Development Committee is doing?
Yes, sir. Thank you, President Dudley. So the Business Development Committee is coming out of our semi-hiatus, COVID-induced hiatus, and we're going to be putting on a mixer at 5:30 on Wednesday, March 23rd at Nito's backyard. So I need all my taco-loving Rotarians to come out and eat some delicious food and have a beverage or two and come mingle with some amazing people. This is going to be a great event. Nito's, if you haven't been there, is a fantastic venue. It's basically all outdoors, so if you're still feeling nervous about COVID, we're going to be in open air. We're going to have a private area, and the venue has been super accommodating for us. This is an event for current Rotarians, potential Rotarians, friends of Rotarians, former Rotarians, not even thinking about it yet, being Rotarians, everybody. So please invite far and wide, and also please register for this event and register your guests. And you can do that through the calendar on the Rotary website. We'll be announcing this as we get closer to the event as well, but I look forward to seeing anyone and everyone as we get ready for this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Kimberly Johnson, we got a big month coming up. You want to start telling us about it?
Absolutely. Thank you, President Dudley. My name is Kim Johnson, and I am with Bananas, but have been Rotarian for several years. And Leanne talked me into chairing this committee, which has been a pleasure. I'm chairing the Oakland Rotary Endowment Committee, and as you know, we are kicking off our fundraising campaign, which will culminate at our wonderful gala on April 28th. And I believe we have some slides that we want to share with you. Talk a little bit about what's been done. So as you know, Rotary Club of Oakland has been an amazing supporter of the community. And over the years, we have done so much to impact the lives of our local community. We have taken action. We have invested our treasures to help build our community. So I'd like to share with you some of the things that we've done in the past, and then to ask you to continue that commitment to the Oakland community as we launch our campaign this month. Next slide, please. So we've done wonderful things. In the last 6 years, the endowment has been really impactful to the Oakland community. We've donated over $1 million and providing grants to local nonprofits. Those grants have been funneled through the committees that you know and love. Some of you have been involved in these committees, and we thank you for that leadership and commitment. And as you can see, these committees just span so many different areas, being able to work with our young folks, being able to work with our youngest learners. So everything from kinder prep to our young adults with the Enterprise Institute. There are just so many ways in which we can touch the community, and there are so many ways that you can be involved depending on your areas of interest. Next slide, please. So just in this last year, just to show you how much of an impact we have made, as I mentioned, we work with our youngest learners, and last year we distributed over 2,000 books to almost 500 students for their reading program. So for our TKers, they're given a book packet to take home over the summer to make sure you don't have that summer drain that happens, that they have a way to stay engaged with books and continue to flourish and explore their world through books. We've also supported our educators by providing them almost $9,000 in funds so they can purchase classroom supplies and are not coming out of their own pocket to do those types of things. They never should have to do that in the first place, but we know many of them do. Many of them do. So being able to do this for them is really impactful and very much appreciated by our educators. And of course, our funds going to the Sierra Leone scholarship. I think we lost, $80,000 going to first generation college students. And there have been so many more gifts of philanthropy from the endowment. Can you go to the next slide, please? This is just a sample, a visual sample of where funds have gone. There, of course, is the beautiful Rotary Peace Mural that was a joint project with various clubs. I think if you advance through, you'll see some of the other. We have one of our Sierra Leone scholarship recipients. Advance the slide, please. Our support of Harbor House Ministries. Advance, please. And then also with our youngest learners, we provided backpacks full of all kinds of wonderful books and activities that they can take with them home. And I would like to pass this part of the presentation over to my colleague, David Kittner.
Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. And I'm here to speak on behalf of the Community Service Committee. I'm David Kittner. I'm the chair of the Community Service Committee. And we make recommendations of what grants for the board to fund. And this year we had a budget of $55,000 and we've awarded $35,000 in grants. Next slide, please. And this year we also did something a little bit differently. We decided to break up primarily fund three areas of interest, and that was social justice, and I'll let you read what those grants are. Social justice grants, which there's a need in our community and a desire to fund those. The arts, because if you don't know, Oakland quit funding arts in the schools many years ago, so there's always a tremendous need for the arts. And finally, the environment. Now, the environment, we haven't awarded those grants yet. We're going to be meeting next month, April 6th. If you have any interest, please join us. And we're going to be awarding grants for local organizations whose primary focus is the environment. So in addition to those three areas, we continue to do grants for folks who have come and requested money. So Spectrum Community Services, we gave them a grant to help improve their food delivery system to seniors. Next slide. We gave a grant to Down Syndrome Connection, which allowed them to update and improve their website. And they provide a resource center for folks in the area with Down syndrome for parents and doctors, et cetera. Next slide. And finally, we also did the Fukuyoko, Oakland Fukuyoko Sister City Association. This fall will mark the 60th anniversary of this association. And we provided a grant to help install a tile mural within the lake garden, within the area that the Sister City Association maintains, which is in the Lake Merritt Gardens. We also are getting ready to have a service day in April to help clean and beautify that area. And then that celebration is going to be happening sometime this fall, and hopefully we'll get more information on that. So that's just of what we've done and done so far. Hopefully, somewhere along the line, it will have stimulated something into you to want to give, to help grow the endowment so we can continue these efforts in our community. Thank you.
Thanks, David. So this is, if you can keep that slide up for just a moment, this is where you guys come in and how you can really make a difference so that we can continue to do the great things that the Rotary Club has done. And we have a goal of $100,000 this year. And we need you to help us get there. So please take a moment right now. You can put your pledge into the chat. We'll take note of that and get back with you, or you can go online and donate your funds there. We can take checks too. We do it all. We really, really appreciate everyone's support. And for the remainder of the month, every Thursday, we will bring to you another speaker to talk about how Rotary's endowment has empowered or impacted their lives. So stay tuned. And again, we hope that you will support this effort so that we can reach our goal of $100,000. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. And thank you, David. Whenever you have a campaign like this, the first thing you have to do is ask. And that's what we're doing right now. I have to say I was a member for maybe 15 years before I understood the difference between the Oakland Rotary Club and the Oakland Rotary Endowment. In my head, I'll confess, and many of you haven't been members yet for 15 years. Maybe I'm just that dense that I thought all the money I was giving for my dues went to all the good things that we do. Our dues go to the actual, just the funding of the club. It pays for the ballroom, it pays for the meetings, it pays for our executive administrator's salary, and it pays for our Rotary International dues and the like. The Rotary Endowment is what supports all of the good works that we do. We do 2 different campaigns a year. One is for the Rotary Foundation. That was last fall and primarily in November. And that goes towards Rotary International. A lot of that money comes back to us, but all of the things we do towards justice and peace and development around the world. This campaign is what we do for Oakland. And it underwrites Kinder Prep, it underwrites the Enterprise Institute, it underwrites our community service grants, as David talks about. Anyway, and some of that even underwrites our international service programs. All I can do is, when you join this organization, you made a commitment to support Oakland, you made a commitment to do good things in the club, and you made a commitment to the Rotary Endowment. This is the time. Many of you have already made major gifts this year. We thank you so much for doing that. And I just ask everybody, every member of the club, to give something this year. Do what you can. Every dollar helps. So thank you, everybody. You'll hear more about it over the next month. And then we're going to finish this up with a great gala in April. So onward and upward. David Kirsten. As I said earlier, we used to do the brown bag lunch where we went around to different people's locations. This year we didn't do that, so I asked you and Jesse to come up with something, and you're going to do something called the Shark Tank today. You want to tell us about it? Let's go.
Yeah, thanks, President Dudley. Jesse and I want to thank you for charging us with this task. And Jesse came up with this great idea. The only sharks are our fellow Rotarians, so nobody head for the exits. And I do have a little bit of Shark Tank music in case folks aren't familiar with Shark Tank. It's a hit TV show on MSN or on NBC. And let me just get that music going here in the background. And welcome to Rotary Shark Tank. This program is our Rotary twist on this hit TV show where budding entrepreneurs mingle with successful business people to take their business to the next level. Being a shark is more about being a cutthroat business person. It's about making a positive difference and impact in the community. Some people see business as a zero-sum game, but in Rotary, we understand that we help the community, whether in business or in nonprofit, and everybody wins. So let me introduce our incredible slate of business and nonprofit sharks. On the business side, we have Riza Hernandez, founder and CEO of Entrefolio Wealth Management, proud mother to Sebastian and graduate of Cal State East Bay. We also have Sandeep Rajabahari. Sorry, Sandeep. I knew I was going to screw that name up. CEO and founder of Local Foods Cali. He's an entrepreneur, graduate of Cal State East Bay. And Derek Johnson, owner and founder of the Home of Chicken and Waffles, advocate for formerly incarcerated individuals and graduate of Fisk University. For the nonprofit panel, we have Julianne Virgil, CEO of Girls Inc. of Alameda County, Masters of Public Administration from USC, trustee of the Oakland Museum of California, Jack McAvoy, chairman at Sylvan Learning Center, entrepreneur, MBA from Golden Gate University, Kimberly Miller, executive director at Children's Fairyland, former senior director of the Girl Scouts of Northern California, and graduate of Mills College. Without further ado, let me introduce our entrepreneur so he can give his pitch to our slate of sharks.
Thank you, MC Dave. Good afternoon, Rotarians, guests, and sharks. I'm Jesse Schmidt, and it is my absolute pleasure to talk to you today about something groundbreaking happening right here in Oakland. I know this is something you'll be interested in, so sharks, please, let's try to keep this chummy. The revolutionary thing I'm talking about is the success of Oakland's youth. Let me elaborate. As we all know, children in Oakland are a massive source of latent potential. Many of Oakland's former youth have gone on to fame and fortune in athletics, music, acting, and many other industries. It is not an exaggeration to say that the potential of children in Oakland is literally limitless. And with your help, many more can experience success. So today, I'm looking for some sharks that can help take things to the next level and give Oakland's youth something they can really sink their teeth into. My question to you is, what makes your organization a great choice to partner with Oakland youth?
Thank you, Jesse. And first, we're going to go to our shark, Riza Hernandez. Riza, if you don't mind telling us in 90 seconds the answer to Jesse's question about what makes your organization a great choice to partner with Oakland youth. And do we have Riza?
Yes, gotta unmute Riza.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you for your pitch, Jesse. I was a 19-year-old intern at Deutsche Bank Securities with big dreams for being retired by 40. I remember wanting to buy a house and building a real estate empire. One of my colleagues, John Clifford's response was that of a surprise. I remember him telling me that a 19-year-old should be out there having fun and not tying herself down. Now, John was my fun colleague, about 10 years older, a globetrotter, not to mention with a great Irish accent. 15 years later, I realize how much that brief conversation that John probably doesn't even remember made a huge impact on me. While I accomplished many other milestones, traveled, got married, had a child, divorced, etc., I recognize now that building wealth was not priority. I am a wealth planner and financial advisor and consultant. I am trained and primed to be a wealth builder. And if I, an expert, allowed myself to lose sight of my own wealth creation, what chances do our youth have? So to your question, what makes my organization a great choice to partner with the Oakland youth? It's because I'm the voice of reason who brings balance to the youth of our community, to encourage and allow flexibility in life, to have fun and great experience, but never to lose sight of their dreams. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Riza. Right on time. And now we're going to turn to our next shark, Sandeep. Sandeep, if you don't mind telling us what makes your organization a great choice to partner with Oakland youth.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jesse. Great being here.
So my company, Local Foods, is all about providing healthy meals to anyone who is looking to eat healthy. Despite being a for-profit company, we're focused on providing healthy products and services that improve the health of our clients and anyone who eats them. We not only provide healthy meals for our customers, but we also spend a lot of time writing blogs, researching articles, and spreading the word of health to our customer base and anybody who interacts with our social media or our website. In addition to working, we also work with nonprofit organizations that provide healthy meals to people with food insecurities. We believe that everything that we do makes a difference in people's lives, and we also serve the community in our own unique way. I believe that the youth of Oakland can learn a lot from this example, and I believe that this makes us a great choice to partner with the Oakland youth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. Now I'm going to turn to Derek. If you want me to repeat the question, I can. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it over to you, Derek.
Oh, no, I got it. So first and foremost, hello, everybody. And I am the ultimate partner and the best partner. And the reason why you should partner with me, you see, this is the Shark Tank. So I'm going to be the ultimate shark. We not only have providing jobs for youth for the past 18 years at the Home of Chicken and Waffles, the restaurant, now 2 employees that I hired while they were in high school are now the owners of the restaurant. So not only do we talk about it, we are about it. And we provide jobs for hundreds of Oaklanders over the past 30 years. As I walk around the streets of Oakland, I see plenty of youth that I've hired that are now managers in other businesses, now that own their own business. And those stories go on and on and on. So we provide jobs currently for youth. We've been providing jobs for youth, and we will always provide jobs for Oakland youth. So it's already set up. There's nothing that you have to do other than just come on board, send us your youth, and we will shape them in shape, ready to lead, run other businesses, and create and run their own.
Thank you so much, Derek. Now we're going to turn to the nonprofit side. Julian, if you don't mind taking over with that question.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, at Girls Inc. of Alameda County, we inspire girls to be strong, smart, and bold. We are working with girls who have big dreams, and they and their families may not know how to actually achieve those dreams, or may not have the social capital or the resources to get them there. And that's where we come in. We have a holistic focus on academics. That's literacy, STEM, college and career access, a focus on health, socio-emotional learning, nutrition, fitness, mental health, and on leadership development. We are providing opportunities for girls who are impacted by systemic equity issues that really play at the intersection of gender, race, economics, citizenship status, and language. We work every single day in 13 Oakland Unified schools, and we run programming for middle school and high school girls out of our downtown Oakland center that has a bit of a further reach. So we went virtual during the pandemic and fundraised to distribute laptops and hotspots to keep our youth connected. And we're excited to be fully back in person now. So we are increasing literacy rates with our young people, and then we're also increasing college access, college going rates. So we have a 100% rate right now of college going amongst our youth. And ultimately, we want to ensure that the opportunities that are possible in this vibrant city we call home and in this expansive world are accessible and they're utilized by young people who might not otherwise have access, so that they can build and step into the bright futures of their dreams. That's why we're a great partner.
Thank you. And now I'm going to go to Shark Jack McAvoy.
Pretty interesting that I was thrown in with the nonprofits, because there's a difference between a nonprofit and no profit. And in 26 years with Sylvan, it's been more no profit than nonprofit. We are actually supposedly a for-profit company. Years ago, 26 to be exact, we took a trip to Baltimore and met with Sylvan executives who were doing an inner city school program in the Baltimore city schools. We were so incredibly impressed with that. We knew a little bit about the bricks and mortar centers, but we're so incredibly impressed with that. We bought the rights to 3.5 counties with Sylvan in 1996. We have 7 bricks and mortar centers, the Castro Valley, Piedmont, El Cerrito, Walnut Creek, Napa, Vacaville, and Fairfield. And we have contracted with 15 different school districts and several nonprofits to deliver our services. The in-center bricks and mortar students work on a diagnostic prescriptive basis. They're tested first. We pinpoint the skills that they need to develop. And the contracts with the schools are done in small group settings where they're all tested to be in like groups. We've done probably 25 to 30,000 students that we've impacted over our 26 years in business. And there's no question, because of all of our experience and our outreach even beyond Oakland, that we would be the best people to partner with. So let me just show you for a second. This is a student before they've come to Sylvan. This is our student after they've come to Sylvan and really are ready to learn. We look forward to partnering with you, Jesse. You're a great guy.
Thank you, Jack. And last participant, Kimberly Miller.
Well, thank you very much. I'm the executive director of Children's Fairyland, and Children's Fairyland is an essential partner for Oakland youth. Our mission is to spark imagination and a desire to learn by bringing stories to life through immersive, low-tech, highly engaging experiences. We also consider ourselves a partner in the informal learning community, where our space and our programs are geared to the early acquisition of literacy. And our spaces support a full spectrum of youth development needs, including from birth to 18. So you can come play. We've got plenty of that for you. We have programs to help engage the older children. And then later on, we employ those same children to give them their first taste of what it means to make their own paycheck and learn responsibility within the workplace. Ultimately, at Children's Fairyland, we partner with children and families to provide an inclusive community oasis where the magic and joy and the transformative power of stories, especially their stories, and play are unlocked for generations of children and families. That's why we want to continue to partner with Oakland Youth. Thank you.
Wow, that was impressive, Sharks. I can see that all of your organizations are doing great things for our community and the youth. But I want to make sure me and the youth are partnering with the right organization. So here's my next question. You know, kids like to keep things interesting. So tell me about yourself personally. What do you do outside of your organization that helps the community?
I'm going to go to Jack McAvoy for this one first.
So I've been a member of Oakland Rotary for 47 years. That kind of sums up what I've done for the community, but let me go back a little bit. My parents met when they were both teachers in the Oakland Public Schools. My father was at Oakland High and my mother at University High, which is closed many years ago. While I've never lived in Oakland, most all of my nonprofit work and giving back has occurred in Oakland because it has a very special place in my heart. If it was not for Oakland Rotary, I probably would never have bought the Sylvan territories that we did, because it was a result of being principal for a day at Oakland High School that tied me into the schools years ago when we used to run that program for the schools every year. When I was president of Rotary, we were fortunate enough to raise $300,000 to permanently fund the HOPE program, Help Oakland Pupils Excel. And through that program, we've served more than 90 students with mentors, many with scholarships, and 23 students of families that never had college education in their homes now have degrees or advanced degrees as a result of the program. So being a part of Rotary allows one to do many things that one can't do alone. So I welcome all of you as a longtime member and hope that you'll get as much out of Rotary and your connections as I have.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jack. And now I'm going to turn to Kimberly Miller.
Great. I'm glad you've asked a little more about me. I've been a Bay Area resident for 34 years and an Oaklander for 25. I'm also a graduate of the great institution of Mills College. My women's education and my time in Oakland have put me on a unique path of engagement. I started my career in Bay Area publishing, supporting independent publishing scene here in the Bay Area. But my real calling landed me in the nonprofit space. I spent 11 years at the Girl Scouts of Northern California, where I honed my programmatic and administrative skills, supporting the full development arc of girls and helping the organization remain a learning organization and supporting its growth. On a personal note, my partner and I share a 19-year-old son who is studying at USF. I adore him and have been together for 25 years. I love dancing, and I love anything athletic and cooking, as well as making anything work. I am constantly in service to my community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to go to Julianne Virgil.
Thank you. My name is Jillaine Virgil. I was born and raised in this beautiful city. I have always deeply cared about the youth of Oakland, even when I was a youth myself. My first job was tutoring when I was 14 years old. I always wanted to give back, and if there was something that I knew, I wanted to be able to share it with those who didn't and left up. I brought my husband back here to raise our two daughters here. So I've lived elsewhere. I'm the first generation of my family to go to college and graduate from college. And so I have personal firsthand knowledge of what it takes to do that, what it means to have the support and the love of family and community, but not have the answers and have to go out there and try to find the answers for yourself and what that means and how difficult that is. I left Oakland after high school, went to college, returned with my master's degree in public administration and years in nonprofit management and leadership, because Oakland has always been in my heart, even when I didn't live here. And so I came back to serve my hometown. I know all too well, you know, again, what it means to be a young person and have some dreams and not be quite sure how to go about them. And there were many things that I had to piece together. I want to make sure that the young people that are growing up today don't have to do that on their own. And so I spend every single day ensuring that young people have the access and the resources that they need to build the futures they're interested in. In my spare time, I'm also raising my two daughters. I'm a trustee of the Oakland Museum. I'm involved in my neighborhood, helping any young person I come across. I have some words of wisdom or some help or inspiration to give. But yeah, very deeply connected to Oakland and very hopeful for the city.
Thank you. And we're going to go to our business panel, Derek Johnson.
Right. Well, Jesse, I'm born and raised in this beautiful city. I'm a third generation Oaklander. I'm from West Oakland, grew up in the Acorn Housing Project, so I know what it's like to not have, definitely, and to aspire and what youth need. I was a product of the Oakland Parks and Rec to Fernby Park, and I've been a volunteer with OUSD for many years. My aunt Jacqueline Phillips was the principal of the first performing arts school in Oakland, which was Cole Elementary School in West Oakland, where we brought in people like Cornell Meyer and other businessmen throughout the city to bring resources so that the youth can experience the arts and the culture and the symphony and just all the beauty that Oakland has to offer. I've also started a nonprofit myself. So as I've employed people from the for-profit side, now we're also giving exposure to the nonprofit side and bringing in partnerships with Google and Infoblox so we can have some cybersecurity and art direction within tech. Art is really big in tech. I don't think people realize that, but how artists are the people that design the watches and all the tools that you use are all designed by artists. So arts are very important to me. The Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame is what inspired me to go into business and wanted to be like those business people I saw as I was growing up as a kid. So I want to provide that same type of opportunities to our youth here today.
Thank you, Derek. And we're going to go to Sandeep.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Jesse. So I was born and raised in Nepal, unlike a lot of our colleagues here. I went to boarding school at a very young age and lived somewhat of a nomadic life until I settled in Oakland and found my calling. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I got very sick from eating contaminated food, and which almost took my life. After life-saving treatment and taking medication for many, many years, I was saved by the grace of God. My struggles with illness made me realize the value of good health and wellness and community and family at a very young age. So naturally, health and wellness are very important to me. I like staying active, being outdoors, going on hikes, and I've recently picked up golf. Another thing that is very important to me is community. I also like giving back to the community whenever I can. So being a member of the Rotary Club, I get to meet many like-minded people like you and I, and also enables me to give back to the community in many ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep. And last but not least, Riza Hernandez.
Thank you, David and Jesse. I suppose I could list the multiple organizations I serve as board member and various committees I volunteer at, but you could easily read that on my bio that you have. I could talk about the 40 Under 40 Award, my partnership in the community serving youth that I gained. But the story that I'd like to tell you is about my experience as a soccer coach. My son was 6 years old when I enrolled him in soccer league for the first time. It was a little late in the registration and all the teams were already formed. I got an email from the league looking for volunteers to coach because there were enough boys in the wait list to form a new team. Not wanting my 6-year-old to miss out, I sent an email to the league letting them know I had absolutely no experience, but if they'd help me coach, I would volunteer. I prepared myself for the first day of practice by doing a lot of reading. What I wasn't prepared for was how scared I'd be of a bunch of 6-year-olds who had the attention span of a fly. Completely exhausted, I managed to get through the first practice. Miraculously, during an actual game, these gang of misfits came together and played really well. We managed to win our first game and all the games thereafter, except for one game. The league decided to do something different that year and had the boys play the girls' team during one game in the season. This was the only game my team did not win that season, and that was okay with us. I'd like to leave you with that story. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
Wow, Sharks. That was incredible. My mind is blown, and I think I'm going to have to take some time to chew on this. Thank you all so much for participating in the Rotary Shark Tank today. I can tell Oakland's youth is in good fins with you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jesse and David. That was a great event that you put together here. It was sometimes we're told that putting together just a club meeting won't be as interesting or exciting. I think one of the things out of this, and we're going to try to do more this year, is so often we're in the club and we really don't get to know people. Don't get to know the person sitting next to. Also, what our businesses are, what we do when we're not sitting in the ballroom or on a Zoom meeting. So this is a great way to introduce some of our members to the club, to get to know a little bit more about what the values are of people. It was just great. Thank you, David and Jesse,
I just
for
had a
putting this
closing
together.
pitch, if you don't mind. From
Go right
Jesse.
ahead. I don't have the script, David.
I
Go
drowned
for it.
myself out with the music, so I thought it felt something on my leg. Well, thanks to all our sharks for participating. Stay tuned for the next episode of Rotary Shark Tank, and I invite you to come off the beach and learn to swim in the deep community waters with our awesome slate of Rotary Sharks.
That's a great script. I didn't have the metaphors there for us. Lisa Lorenz, Lieutenant Governor Lisa Lorenz joined us after the meeting, or after I told a little bit about the International Women's Day event. Sandeepa, can we highlight Lisa, and can we also bring up the slide for the event? Hi there, Lisa. You just got off a plane today. I'm glad you could make it.
I did.
Are you in the airport parking lot?
I'm actually in the parking lot of my business. But President Dudley, oh my God, what a great meeting. Oh my, I've had the opportunity to visit Oakland two times, and in person, just a really great meeting. But you guys are great on Zoom too. And my club meeting, Niles Fremont, is actually the same time as your meeting right now. And I'm going to have to miss a few of my meetings to come join your meeting again in the future. So anyways, I just want to, I know that you've been promoting the International Women's Day event that's going to be on March 13th. And I really just want to encourage your members to come out and join us for this really great event. It's really an opportunity for us to fellowship. I mean, I know a few of the members from Oakland 3 because I've had the opportunity to meet at various district events, like you, President Dudley. I know you. I know area governor
Joe Goralka,
Joe there, and Peter Shera and Seth. I know some of your great members, but you have so many that I would love to have the opportunity to meet, and especially some of your newer Rotarians. So, your club is going to be one of the 5 clubs. The Oakland 3 is one of the 5 clubs that's going to be showcasing some of your projects, service projects that you're doing. And there's going to be a lot of Rotarians from our district, but there's going to be a lot of non-Rotarians at this event. So to have some of, more of your members come out to brag on the projects that you guys are doing, and then come check out some of the projects that other clubs in our district are doing. Again, I just would love to see a lot of Oakland 3 members out there. Rotary, what I love about Rotary, and especially our district, is that we fellowship. We get together and fellowship at events like this. And we're going to have some good wine there. We're going to have some appetizers and make new friends. So I hope you can get a couple of tables of Oakland 3 members to come out. I know from my club I am.
I know you're really hoping to get a couple, like 200-300, maybe 200 plus people coming to this. So
it's going to be a great event. We have it's Aparna Bawa. She is the COO from Zoom, and Ahmad Thomas. He's the executive director from the Silicon Valley Leadership Group. They're going to be doing a panel with Sal Pizarro, who is the Mercury News columnist, and just kind of what's happening in leadership, looking at diversity, equality, and inclusion. And it's not just about women. We want the men out there too. So.
Good. I know I'm signed up, so
yes,
I hope we can bring some more people down with us. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So in chat, I brought up that Ukraine relief through the American Red Cross. I will say that I wanted to get some information out there. Maybe it was a little bit early. I didn't have time to talk it over with people. The district contacted me last night about 8:30. So this was at their leadership meeting. The Red Cross was the channel that they chose to support. I have also been looking up, I guess during the meeting, because a few people commented about, don't we have clubs in Ukraine? Well, I did find another district, and there were 3 things they said. One is that Rotary is in contact with the United Nations High Commission on Refugees, and we will be preparing to support that as the decisions haven't been made yet how to do that. Secondly, is one of our partnering organizations is called Shelter Box. I don't have time to get into it, but it's a very important organization related to Rotary, in which they put together these boxes often sent to disaster or refugee situations with transitional housing and essential supplies. The other thing is the district governor and past district governors in the Ukraine are putting together a GoFundMe page headed up by one of our Rotarians in California, and all those funds will be collected. So, there are plenty of ways to do this. We'll put together the GoFundMe page. There is a Rotary Club in Kiev. So we'll get more information, but I do want to encourage you to consider giving to relief for Ukraine. So for all those sharks out there, I do want to thank you for being here today. As you know, we're highlighting the Rotary area of focus, the environment this year, protecting the environment. And in your honor, we're making a donation this week to the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, SRAG, toward their focus on biodiversity, sustainable living, pollution, the climate, food systems, and a circular economy. So I want to thank everybody here today for coming. David Stein, you're out there. You want to tell us about next week's meeting?
Thank you, President Dudley and fellow Rotarians. How is climate change impacting the hydroclimate, fire, vegetation, and society? Are droughts getting worse because of climate change? And how have droughts impacted trees and fire risk? When CBS National News wanted to know the answer to these questions, they went to our speaker next week, Park Williams. He's a UCLA professor and an expert on the mega drought in the American West. Look at that. We've got a sign for it and everything. He's written a book on that topic. He'll be a fabulous speaker. He's probably the foremost expert on the topic. So please be at Oakland Rotary next week. Thank you.
Yeah, that's important. The news just the last day or two is we're now in the third year of, formally, I guess, in the third year of our drought. So it'll be a great meeting, a great topic. Thank you, Nancy Williams and Georgia Richardson. Thanks so much for putting on Evolutionary Blues last week. Clive Worsley, thank you for the thought for the day. Past President, past District Governor Ed Jellen, always good to have you here introducing guests. Kimberly Johnson and David Kittner, thanks for talking about our ORE program, ORE campaign starting, and everybody consider a gift to ORE this spring. Thank you, Jesse Schmidt and David Kirsten, for putting on the Shark Tank, and Riza and Sandeep and Derek, Julianne, Jack. Some people even still have a hard time pronouncing your last name, Jack. You should talk with Sandeep. It's McAvoy, folks. And Kimberly Miller, thank you so much for joining us for the Shark Tank. Lisa, thanks for coming to our meeting today. David, past President David Stein, thank you for presenting next week's program. And our AV teams. Sandeepa, thank you so much. And past President Peter Sherris, you were in the background there. Thank you for being with us today. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Remember,
we have some pledges.
Oh, we have some bell ringers. Let's do it.
We have
some pledges? Okay.
Yes. Well, Leanne, Tom, and David Stein each pledged $250 to ORE.
Okay. Make sure that Kimberly and make sure Leanne fulfills her pledge there, right? Tell Leanne to fulfill her pledge. Okay, thanks for those that are starting to make their pledges here. And I didn't see any bell ringers.
There is one.
There's one, okay.
Joycey Mack, ring the bell for the Sharks.
Okay, Joycey, thank you. Was that for the San Jose Sharks or for the Oakland Sharks? We'll assume it's for the Rotary.
For the Rotary Sharks. President Dudley, Robert Rayburn pledged $300 to ORE.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Oh, I have 1 minute left here. So I was at a toilet paper. I was invited by Robert Rayburn to a toilet paper cutting ceremony last Friday. And you might laugh about that, but Barbara Lee was she said it was her first toilet paper cutting ceremony she'd ever been to. But the BART station at 19th Street has brand new restrooms. They're monitored. There's people there to take care of them. They're beautiful. You should have no reservations about using them if you need to when you're passing through 19th Street. Robert, thank you for That was a huge effort and a great program you put on last Friday. And thank you for inviting me to represent our club. Okay. Anything else?
Clive Worsley would like to ring the bell for Isaac Coast-Reed.
Okay. Thank you, Clive. Okay. I'm still on 12 or 1:30.
Isaac would like to, he says, please, I want to match you back and add $100 for Kimberly.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. I'll go over here if we have more bell ringers. Okay, if not, thank you everybody for joining us today. Remember, we're Rotary, serve to change lives, and don't keep Rotary a secret. This meeting is adjourned. And see you in the ballroom next week.